I know, you were at a loss last week because there was no Kaposa's Corner, which I'm sorry for. Me and Kaposa won't take any more vacations this year, I promise. But the good news is that this week is definitely going to make up for your lack of regional MMA highlights from last week. We've got everything from an atomweight comeback armbar from our friends at Combate Global, to a short left hook that just leaves a poor fighter slumped over on the canvas, and almost a double KO that secures our KO of the Week title. But first things first, we have our fan comment of the week that goes to Coulter Gask, I hope I'm saying that right, who says, I didn't know Steve Mazzagatti is a ref for Combate Global now. It is a small world after all. Which is hilarious if you get the reference, and it was referring to this fight from last week where we had this grossly late stoppage. And I'm still not sure what this ref was waiting for, but congrats for winning our fan comment of the week, Coulter. What's going on, everyone? It's The Casual, Lawton Veerkant, and this is Kaposa's Corner. Kicking us off this week, we're heading to Niza FC 41 in Kazakhstan, where they actually held a co-promotion event with Eagle FC, and they were busy because we have 3 fights to show you. For the first, we have a flyweight matchup that has Kayik Alankar with a nice 10-2 record, and his opponent, Ruslan Sariev, has also a very nice 12-1 record. I said in the intro that this week's highlights will make up for us being out of town last week, and man, is this a great one to start with. Oh yeah, a body kick that is actually caught by Alankar after the fact, but that does not bother Ruslan at all as he throws this straight right while balancing on one leg, and it just absolutely collapses him, and then the one lone ground hook is all the ref needs to see before stepping in and stopping this fight. You know we've been doing our Prospect of the Week segments recently, and while Ruslan didn't get that award this week, I don't think I need to explain why this guy should be on your radar anyways, because this win improves his record to a beautiful 13-1, and Niza FC and Eagle FC aren't exactly small-time promotions, so it is safe to say you will probably be hearing more from Ruslan in the very near future. For our second fight, why not? Let's go ahead and dive straight into Kaposa's hand-picked submission of the week. Here we have a welterweight matchup that sees Ramazan Gasanov, who's sitting at a clean 6-0 record, and he's taking on Nasimjan Sharipov, who has an 2-3 record. So this fight actually makes it to the second round, and just 50 seconds in, Gasanov takes this one to the ground, and after about 35 more seconds of scrambling, well, he somehow pulls this off.
Тағы бір мәрте қылғын рәсін жүзеге асырып көреді Рамазан Гасанов.
Yeah, that's right. You just witnessed an Ezekiel choke from the bottom, which absolutely puts Sharipov to sleep, putting a stop to this fight not even 2 minutes into the second round. I wish we had more angles for this one, but you can see as soon as they roll over and Gasanov is on the bottom, it only takes a matter of seconds for his opponent to go to sleep, and thankfully the ref was right there and sees it quickly and puts a stop to this one. I don't actually recall seeing an Ezekiel choke on this show before, or if we have, it's only been 1 or 2. So congrats to Gasanov on this impressive submission win and for keeping his record clean at an impressive 7-0. And for our third and final fight here, yeah, why slow down the pace? Let's go ahead and take a look at Kaposa's Prospect of the Week. Here we have the main event for the EFC Bantamweight title, and we have current and defending champion Rinat Havilov with a nice 5-0 record, and his challenger Ramazan Amayev is also sitting at a nice 7-0 record. So this one actually makes it to the third round, and with just a minute and a half left in the round, Havilov is on top and letting the punishment rain down. So much so that he's even talking to his corner while still landing some huge shots. So, do we think that Amayev is gonna be able to escape this with just 40 seconds left in the round?
There we go. This might be it.
This is nasty. Shut it down.
Good job.
No, he wasn't able to. And I think it was pretty obvious there wasn't much he could do in that situation. Okay, so let's get into it. As you can tell now, Havilov is our prospect of the week as he did secure this win, kept his record clean at 6-0, and defended his bantamweight belt for the third time. But what else makes him such an intriguing prospect? Well, he claimed the EFC bantamweight belt when he was just at 3-0 on his professional record, and only one of his 6 now pro fights have gone to a decision decision. The rest have all been KO, TKO wins. He's also from Dagestan and trained under Khabib's father before he passed, and we know the type of fighters that produces. So although 6-0 is pretty early in a career, Havilov has shown everything from high fight IQ to fantastic wrestling and even knockout power. So he is just kind of the whole package deal, and we can't wait to see where his MMA career heads to next. But until then, he is still the EFC Bantamweight champion. Moving on, we're gonna head to visit our friends at Combate Global in Miami, Florida, where we have a women's atomweight fight, don't see those very often, that has Bo Hyun Park with a nice 4-1 record, and her opponent Anna Palacios with an also nice record of 6-1-1. So this one has a few things to note, the first being that just over a minute in, Park lands this huge right that sends Palacios to the canvas, but she remains calm and regains her composure while they stay in this position for almost 2 minutes, and then we see her isolate this arm, and, well, that might just be the beginning to the end for this one.
¡Qué manera de apretar! ¡Ana Palacios, la mexicana! ¡Se acabó!
That one was deep. I mean, just look at that hyperextension. I'm surprised it took her that long to tap. This whole fight only lasted 3 minutes and 15 seconds, and it definitely wasn't looking good for Palacios when that huge right landed, but her 8-fight experience came into play because she did what she had to do to recover, and it paid off greatly with her securing this first-round armbar and improving her record to 7-1-1. Now we're gonna take a look at Cage Fury Fighting Championships 110 in Florida, where we have 2 fights to show you. For the first, we have an amateur catchweight bout at 160 pounds that sees Otis Page sitting at an 0-2 record, and his opponent, Kevin Mindel, is just making his amateur debut. This one is fun because just 75 seconds into this fight, someone's about to get their first win, and someone else is about to get knocked out.
Are feeling what they like to refer to as the cage shock, the octagon shock.
Oh, that's it! Dropped him cold!
One single right hand, and honestly, it looked like he only threw that with about 50% power, but damn, did it send his opponent down and out to the canvas. This whole fight wasn't exactly the most technical affair ever, but then again, both of these guys are just at the beginning of their career, but that did not stop Page from landing this fantastic highlight knockout and securing his first amateur win, improving his record to 1-2. For our second fight at CFFC 110, we have a welterweight matchup that has Charles Radke sitting at a 5-3 record, and he's taking on short notice replacement Caleb Crump, who has a 4-2-1 record. Here we have another first round knockout, and this is the fight I mentioned in the intro about a short left hook leaving someone slumped on the canvas, and as we are just nearing the 2-minute mark of this fight, who do you think is going down?
Right in front of Caleb Crump. Oh, the left hand drop!
Now he's unconscious.
My goodness!
Unfortunately, it was the short notice replacement that got the short end of that deal. Radke is just patiently waiting and then throws this sharp little left hook, and just like the last fight, it didn't even look like he put a lot of power behind this one, but it just absolutely folds his opponent, and then the one ground hook is enough for this ref to step in, and this one is over. Congrats to Radke though on this win and for improving his record to 6-3. Next up, we're gonna check out Flex Fight Series 15 in New York, where we have one fight to show you, and it's more of an honorable mention due to limited footage. Oh, and because the whole fight only lasts 7 seconds, so just take a look.
Touching gloves and
Oh!
right hands, big one, later that's the fight. Are you
Yeah, so that's Stanley Sinatus securing this first round win in 7 seconds, keeping his record clean at 3-0, and claiming the fastest KO in Flex Fight Series history. And his poor opponent, well, that's Christian Acerbo, who now has a 3-6 record and was on the wrong end of this fight. That first right hook was huge and just leaves him stunned and standing, and then this follow-up combination is all it takes to send him to the ground, and this fight is over. Congrats to Sinatus though on this win and for breaking the fastest KO record, and hopefully you can get some more like this in the near future. Off to visit our good friends at B2 Fighting Series 170 in Michigan, where we have an amateur middleweight title fight that has current and defending champion Ty Wildmo sitting at a 6-1 record, and his challenger Zane Havener has a clean 3-0 record. So this fight actually makes it to the 3rd round, and after almost 2 minutes of some wrestling on the ground, well, Havener starts to sneak this inverted triangle in, and that might just be all it takes.
Wilmo, you have to get your hands up.
man.
Oh, this is tight.
This is tight.
Oh, this is tight.
This
oh,
is
Wilmo
tight.
taps. Zane
Oh,
Havener submits.
man.
Ty Wilmo with an invert.
Yep, after they rolled over, there was just no escaping for Wildmo, and he is forced to tap, and this fight is over. Not only does his win keep Havener's record clean at 4-0, but this is his second submission win, and his first fight was just barely a year ago, so he's getting to work pretty quickly. So congrats to Havener on this win, and everyone welcome your new B2 Fighting Series Amateur Middleweight Champion. Now we're going to take a look at Peak Fighting Championships 21 in Arkansas, where we have another honorable mention due to limited footage. So you know the drill, take a look and then we'll talk. Yeah, so that was Braxton Smith putting the punishment on, and this win improves his record to 2-1, and his opponent, well, that's Jacory Savage, who now has a 2-1 record, and he actually had a pretty impressive 4-1 amateur record, so this win for Smith is definitely a solid one to have early in your career, and this is another one where I wish we had more footage, but thankfully we do have some slow-mo replays that show just how deadly that left hook was, and then we have the comical final hammer fist windmill hit that was enough for the ref to step in, and this fight is over. Congrats to Smith though on this win, and hopefully he can use this momentum to get some more in the future. Still going, we're gonna check out Fury FC's Amateur Series 39 event in Texas, where we have an amateur bantamweight matchup between Curry Gott, who has an 1-4 amateur record, and he's taking on Curtis Hill, who is just making his amateur debut. So just 15 seconds into this one, Gott takes it to the ground, and that's where we stay for the next 2 minutes until he secures this triangle on Hill, but Hill is not gonna make it that easy on him.
Big hammer fist there from Curry. And he's able to get the TK.
Kinda crazy, right? Yeah, so Hill lands these 2 hammer fists while still in this triangle, and those kinda shake his opponent, but as soon as he is free of the triangle, he lands 3 more hammer fists that just rock Gott, and the ref actually calls this fight at the literal last second. Kapoza said in reference to this one that MMA is too crazy sometimes. And I couldn't agree more, because even though this one wasn't a huge, devastating knockout, Hill was in that triangle for almost a full minute and a half, but at the very end, he turns it around and gets these huge hammer fists off, claims his first win, and now has a 1-0 record. And for our last fight this week, we're heading to Freedom Fight Night 2 in Arizona, and oh yeah, we didn't forget, because it is time for Kapoza's KO of the week. And sadly, again, we are bound to limited footage, but this one was just too good not to include, so take a look real quick. What in the almost double knockout just happened? Yeah, so our winner for this one is Shane Sobnoski, who now has a 6-2 record, and his opponent, Ty Guerter, now has a 5-4 record. But take a look at that one again, because Shane gets sent down to the canvas from this left hook, but while he is standing back up and Ty is charging in, he decides to throw his own left hook that just absolutely folds him, and then the hammer fists are all it takes for the ref to jump in and stop this one. What an absolutely insane sequence this entire knockout was, but Shane ultimately comes out on top, secures the win, and wins our award for KO of the week this week. So we did skip last week, but we still have one more episode of Kapoza's Corner in July next week, so don't forget to leave your favorite KOs, subs, and prospects down below in the comments, because after next week, I will tally up the 3 winners for the month of July, and we will let you know those winners in the following week. We also always want to say a huge thank you to Kapoza for helping us compile these lists every single week. So don't forget to go give him a follow on his Twitter at Grabaka_Hitman, and you can also support him by checking out his Patreon at patreon.com/Kapoza. And don't forget about his website, GrabakaHitman.com, that has all of the weekly live schedules for these insane fights and the ways to watch them so you can get in on the action live. And we can't say thank you enough to all of these promotions for hosting these events year-round for our viewing pleasure, and to the fighters, winners, and losers, and we will see you all on the next video. Peace!